What's up, guys? It's Julian. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why you don't need to make every sound from scratch. This is something that's kind of controversial. Definitely I've experienced a little bit of backlash in the past, but I really don't care because at the end of the day, this is how I feel. I want to let you guys know. And also, I think it really needs to be talked about more, There's been quite a big circle jerk, if you will, of making all your sounds from scratch and this kind of idea of what's original and what's not original. And I just want to be kind of a person out here that is somewhat of known for being a producer and is yet it just doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. So I'm going to tell you guys about that why today. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know my website, Electronic Samples, at the top of the description. Go click it, grab something. If you guys enjoy these videos, it really helps support me. I really don't make a whole lot off of YouTube. Really, if you guys saw the YouTube checks, you'd be very surprised. But with these sample packs, I'm able to keep going and just keep bringing you guys new tutorials and showing you stuff every day and talking about stuff like this that isn't out there. So support me. It also really helps support you guys. Everything on there is super high quality. And honestly, that's something that you could do right now, this instant. Grab one of those templates and it will take your track to the next level right today. So link is at the top of the description. Thank you so much for the support, guys. You guys are really helping keep me going. Plus, again, I want to help support you guys with awesome templates. Link is at the top of the description, and let's dive into the video. So, the first reason why it doesn't matter if you make everything from scratch, or even really if you make everything yourself. And the first reason for that is that the audience can't hear that you made a cake yourself. Let's say you sat there and you spent 3 days making a cake yourself, and it's multi-band layering, and you made one layer in Serum, and you made the other layer in Diva, and you made the third layer is the sound of you hitting a garbage can. Well, I guess some news for you, dude. That might sound good on a production form or something, but at the end of the day, the people that hear your track, even the producers that hear your track, aren't able to hear it and go, I think what you want is you want them to hear it and go, oh wow, this is a better track because I can tell that this person made their own cake. And the truth is, nobody is going to do that. Even the producers are not going to do that, right? But what they can hear is if it's good or if it's bad. They can't hear, oh, this guy's so great because he used 3 layers for his cake. But they can hear, oh, this cake is not fat enough, or this cake sounds off from the rest of this genre, or whatever may be the case if you try to make cakes with some kind of a weird method like that. So that's the thing you really want to keep in mind. It's they're not going to give you a trophy. They're not even really able to hear if you made it yourself. But they can hear, even if it's on a subconscious level, they can hear if it's not matching up, right? If your kick is too weak, and it's not just the kick, I'm just using the kick as an example, but it's the same thing as using a melody loop from a sample pack. It's all right, well, they're not going to hear that and go, oh, wow, this guy made this himself. But they can hear if you have a bad melody versus if you use the melody from the sample pack and it's good and it just takes your track to the next level. So that's the thing about that. It's the audience really only hears the final result. They don't hear the process that you used to get there. The second thing that I think is important to keep in mind here is that the idea that what makes a track good is making everything from scratch or even making everything yourself is a very, 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 very limited perspective, right? Because at the end of the day, I could probably grab a bunch of loops from sample packs right now and make a very catchy track. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, I'm so good. I'm saying that to say dude, that might honestly just be what makes a good track. And the idea, and it kind of gets into the ego thing too, to where it's the idea that your merit of making a track is going to be based on you making everything yourself is a very self-centered and kind of almost you're trying to prove something perspective versus okay, so you happen to flip across these 3 sample pack loops and they all work together, so you're going to put them together and just make that track because it's a good track waiting to happen. That is getting yourself out of the way and not just making it this whole trip about, oh, I made everything myself, look how cool I am. And just hey, I just happened to be the one there that heard these good sounds and knew anybody would have agreed that this was going to sound good, and I just put it together. And that is my music. And it has my name on it, but it's not about some big trip of, ooh, look, everybody, I made it all myself. Like, come heal me for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people do that, and that's what that is. And I really, really believe there's so much of that in this game of people, and it's all egos. It's literally just all egos. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, we're not that different, and like, no one's really better than anybody in this stuff. And like, also, like, just because you did that doesn't really make you better. Like, to me, I think it's better being able to, like I said, kind of get yourself out of the way and accept, hey, these samples sound really cool together. I don't care about if people are going to say, oh, well, look at what this guy did. He put an extra little, like, saturator on his kick or something. I don't care about that. I just care about making good music and channeling that through myself. And if my name is on it, that's that. So, you know, that's the other thing. It's like that whole thing about, like, having to make it all from scratch kind of has more to do with, like, proving yourself. It's like, I'm not trying to prove anything. Like, I'm just trying to make some music, like, you know. But I also think that there are a lot of people in the game that are looking to prove something. And I'll admit, I've definitely been trying to prove something at moments in the past. But, like, not through some kind of, oh, guys, look at how great I am because I made everything from scratch. Like, if anything, it makes you worse, dude, because now you're just sitting here talking about how, like, special you are. It's like, you know, you're not more special than me, and I'm not more special than you. Nobody's more special than anybody. It's literally just like, if you hear good sounds, put them in a track. Stop overthinking that. So then, the third point here that I'm going to make about why it doesn't matter if you make everything from scratch is, it's like, what really matters is the emotional connection of a track. And what I mean by that is like, okay, so let's say you make a track, right? And every drum is just like a loop. Like, you literally just get a drum construction kit. And the kick, all the hi-hats, all the snares, all that are a loop. But you structure it out nicely over the course of a track. You know, you have it building. Some elements come in, some elements disappear, all that kind of stuff. And then you write, like, an absolutely beautiful, unforgettable melody, or a really good vocal, or an amazing chord progression with a beautiful melody over it. And you use that drum sample pack loop or whatever, or maybe a loop that you sampled from a track or something, but you have this, like, super deep, emotional, meaningful thing. Well, dude, like, that's always going to be better than, oh, look, guys, like, I made every sound from scratch in a synth. Because think about how much music is out there where people are touting that, and they're saying that, and it's like, oh, look how great I am because I did this. And it's like, dude, like, yeah, you made every sound from scratch, but every sound sucks. Like, it doesn't matter. So, like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, crap on anybody, but at the end of the day, it's just, I don't think that that's what matters. Now, again, if that's what you're going for, it's different, but in terms of just, like, what is really going to speak to most people, it's going to be, like, that emotional thing with a track, you know? Maybe, even if you used entirely sample pack loops, having, like, an amazing break that just, like, everything has, like, the tension has perfectly moved to this huge open moment so that when people are on the dance floor, they can really get lost in that moment. You know, that matters so much more than just like, oh, look, I made this kick in Serum. And on top of that, if you spend all day trying to make your kicks in Serum, you're never going to learn this stuff. And you're always going to be going, like, all the people that do that I know, I always hear them going, oh, man, like, I can't figure out anything about arrangement. Like, I spent 5 days synthesizing a kick or a snare from scratch in Serum, but I can't figure out how to arrange my track. It's like, dude, yeah, because you're focusing on the wrong thing. And again, I think it just comes down to perspective. It comes down to, like I said, not getting lost in your own ego of, oh, if I synthesize every sound from scratch, I can prove to people how great I am. Like, it's literally just like, yo, you hear a good sound, make a track out of it. Like, that's going to make everybody the happiest. And that's ultimately going to make you the best music, you know, regardless of whether it's about your ego or not. So, that is pretty much it for this one, guys. I just wanted to give you a video kind of vindicating this perspective. I know there's a lot of people out there with it, myself included, and it's not necessarily the most popular thing, but it is true, and it is, the thing is, like, even if it's not popular on, like, a forum or, like, on Reddit or something, this is what the people in the industry making great music, they all know this stuff, like, and they're not holding it back, like, and they're doing it, and they're doing this, and they're going deeper than you guys probably think, too, in terms of, like, not making stuff from scratch, but it's like, they get it, so I'm trying to pass it on to you guys, so you guys can understand it, too. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. Check out my website in the description, electronicsamples.com. Again, guys, you can get some of the best templates to make your best tracks you've ever made in your entire life. It's all available right there on the website. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.